Okay, so first I want to talk about vampires because vampires are sexy. But before I talk about vampires, I want to talk about my favorite things, like this Liplicious cupcakes, cookies, and cream shit that I got from Bath and Body Works. I'm obsessed with it and use it like crazy. Also, Plumeria lotion. My hands, I can't open doors anymore. And my mud sunglasses with the little hearts on the side, and they're like teal and pink sorta. See? It's hot, right? And my little tiny fragrant bottle of hand sanitizer that goes in my purse, also from Bath and Body Works, which I love. It's just awesome. So there's that. And I wanted to talk about vampires because there's a whole thing about everybody likes vampires all of a sudden. And I have liked vampires for a very long time, but for different reasons than most people do. Most people came into the vampire scene with Twilight. And I'm not knocking Twilight because I read all the books more than once, more than twice. And I've seen the movies so far more than once, some more than twice. And I even read the little excerpt of Midnight Sun on the Stephenie Meyer website more than twice. So I'm not knocking Twilight. I'm just saying that I fell in love with a different kind of vampire because I fell in love with the vampire of Anne Rice. Now, Anne Rice's vampires are allergic to the sun, they die. You know, Lestat was the original sex god. Louis was the original pussy. You know, it's all just romantic. And the way she writes is almost like poetry. And one of my favorite lines in her book is where she says that something is more precious than spun glass. Absolutely beautiful and poetic. And I think that some people think that women like vampires because they're strong and they're powerful and they can, like, you know, like seduce you and all this stuff, you know. And I happen to disagree with that because I think the allure of vampires is the pure, raw desire, like that, just like, you know, like that bloodlust is just, I mean, to me, it's like the whole lust for sex almost, you know, but it's blood, and in a way it's like soul fucking when they're feeding on someone. And that is very hot, very hot. And, you know what? My cat just knocked over a glass of water. Water on a dirty floor, it'll be okay. What else? Oh, and also I think that, you know, if the Cullens were like a real, like, little tribe of people and family or whatever, they should have a token gay girl. And I would be the perfect token gay vampire because I suck. Also, what else did I want to talk about? Do you remember? Was there something else?
Poetry.
Oh, yeah, I will read some poetry if you'd like. Maybe we'll make another video of that, because those will be short. Just some of my favorite poems that I'll read for the masses, or at least the 5 people that look at my videos. You know, maybe they'll spread the word and I'll get more followers, just because, you know, I'm an attention whore. I am. And I'm narcissistic, which is another thing about vampires that I absolutely love. They're very narcissistic. And the whole concept of the Twilight thing was that Bella is seemingly an ordinary girl. Ordinary to the point of extreme ordinary. You know, everything about her is ordinary, except she's clumsy and she's overly intelligent, and in the books she cooks. She does not cook in the movies, which I thought was kind of lame, because it's a big part of her relationship with her father is her cooking for him and providing for him in a way and caring for him, because there's not a lot of verbal and physical affection between her and her father, but there is that kind of, he takes care of her by protecting her, and she takes care of him by feeding him, healthy meals. So anyway, but the thing is, Bella, this seemingly ordinary girl who could be any girl amongst us, if we were all 17 and pretty average, that we could be let in on this huge secret and be open to this new world and have like private knowledge of something really secret and special. And to me, it's kind of like that being a lesbian, because it's this whole secret society. It's this whole community of people, and it's this, you're in on the secret, you question things that normal people don't question, or at least people who don't have any bi tendencies or gay tendencies. They don't question those things, whereas straight people do. So I think that a lot of that is also a big thing why I dig on some vampires. And my favorite vampire is what's his name? He was Antonio Banderas in Interview with the Vampire. What's his name? Armand. Because in the book, in the beginning, his name was not Armand. He became Armand later. So there's that. He is my favorite because he is the most sexually ambiguous of them all, and he very much enjoys art and music, and he has a very Buddhist outlook, I think, in a way. Of course, he becomes bitter and does the whole theater thing and kills a bunch of vampires, but beyond that, he's a pretty good guy, or vampire, or whatever. So there's that, and if you don't mind, I'd like to talk a little bit about zombies as well, because zombies have made a big comeback, and this girl I used to know teaches an English class, like a English 101, 103, whatever. She teaches English on a community college level or whatever, and she had this whole assignment where she had her students read articles, and there's this new book called Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Actually, if you'll give me a moment, I'm going to grab that and show you what the cover looks like. Just a sec. Okay, this is Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. And the thing about this book is it's the exact same story as Pride and Prejudice, they just added zombies. It's just an added concept. And the cover again is just like the original with the woman, except she's all zombified. So I haven't read the whole thing yet, and I intend to, and wow, there's blood on it. Anyway, shit. The point is, some articles that I read that she introduced me to that were really interesting were that the whole zombie thing could possibly be a result of 9/11. A lot of times in our history, our horror movies are a reflection of what we fear as a society. Like Soylent Green was, Big Brother, the fear of Big Brother. And the original Night of the Living Dead was about, I can't remember, they put it real eloquently in the article, but it was about opposing the war, at that time. But now, the zombies are not stupid, they're fast, and they're fucking angry, and they're hungry, and they will rip your throat out, and they're just, and it's about the breakdown of society. It's about the whole concept of no law, no order, it's total chaos, and people being so unfeeling and so very much like a sociopath, like all of them though. Imagine a million, sociopaths running around wanting to eat your flesh. That's pretty fucked up, but that's our fear, because after 9/11, that's how our fears shifted, and that's how we saw those things, and that's why that came out in our horror movies, which I thought was a brilliant thing, because I never would have thought of that. So I just wanted to share that because I thought that was really interesting. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, you might want to read some articles about it and look up on the topic, because it's super cool and it's really interesting, and there's a lot of information about it. A lot of people have written articles and stories and all kinds of journals about it. So check that out. And yeah, vampires are sexy. And oh, and one last thing. This is my reason for existing since I gave up women. Yeah, no puns. Okay. He's very feisty, he's very energetic, but he's precious, and I absolutely love him, and he has just made me so happy. So, and that's all I got for now, and I'd like to give a shout out to Caitlin Alexander, my wonderful, precious niece, who's my cameraman, always taking videos of me because she loves me, and we have a special relationship like that. She gets me and I get her. We're just like this. So anyway, love.